I was faced with a choice which I never should have had.
She was crying like I had never heard a woman cry before in my life.
And I just cried for weeks and weeks. Everything reminded me of a baby.
And I kept trying to get up from the table and look to see what was in that jar.
I was dealing with the loss of my unborn child and I didn't even know it.
I believe that my life was spared that night just so that I could be here right now and say abortion hurts women.
Whisper, be silent no more.
Welcome to Faces of Abortion. I'm your host, Cindy Collins, and I'm with my co-host again, Alan Parker, President of the Justice Foundation, and Clayton Trotter, General Counsel of the Justice Foundation. I know that we have some powerful stories today, and we have a very special treat today with the McWilliams family.
Yes. Can you imagine being pregnant and being told it's your baby or your eyes? That's the difficult choice that Gail and Tony had to face.
I know Alan and I am very excited to go ahead and listen to what they have to say as we now go and listen to Gail and Tony McWilliams and all of their family telling their story in their own words.
When I was a young girl, the doctor said that I would probably never have any children. I had a childhood disease, which I got at 9 years of age. And so in my teens, a doctor felt like it was important for him to plot out my life. And with that verdict, he said I would never have any children. So when I married, imagine the pain of the conflict, because my husband and I wanted children. We knew that children were like arrows in the hands of a mighty warrior. We knew they were gifts from the Lord, and we desired that very much. We desired a family. We desired to be able to share from generation to generation the goodness of God.
As I considered the idea of being a father, especially in those young years, I was really excited about having children because I remembered those days when I was praying and saying, God, give us children.
Our firstborn was Anna.
When I was born with 7 major complications, and the doctors were getting ready to write out my death certificate because they just saw no hope that I would recover.
She was transported from the town we lived in Illinois, to the capital of Illinois to put her in a high-risk unit. And there in the ambulance, she died. They were able to revive her, but for 21 days we struggled to see if she would live or not.
I just stood there, just watched and prayed, and asked God to show mercy to our family and to that little baby.
And after 21 days, she was released from the hospital with the doctor saying that she was fine. Something happened in the course of the pregnancy with Anna. And later it became evident that this would be the pattern for all of the children. Because every time I was pregnant, my eyes would hemorrhage. And little by little, I would lose eyesight with each pregnancy.
And my parents went through so much, just fighting for my life, a 3-week battle, and in the high-risk unit, working with the doctors, encouraging them to even just feed me. And just because of that, I saw their dedication, their determination, and they could have just said, you know, that's it, we've gone through too much. We're gonna stop right now, we won't have any more children.
So 3.5 years later, imagine our surprise when the doctor said, yes, indeed, we were pregnant again. The doctors came in one day and said, you have to choose today between your baby or your eyes. I said, the choice is made. I choose my baby.
I can't imagine not having an opportunity to live and to soak up life and to experience all that it has with its ups and downs, but it's all worth it. It's all worth it in the end.
The challenge of being the third born is being blamed for everything. The joy of being the third born is to blame it on others. I love music. I love to sing music. Music is my life.
Remind me of this with every decision. Generations will reap what I sow. I can pass on a curse or a blessing to those I will never know. Oh, remind me, generations will reap what I sow. I can pass on a curse
had the 3 older girls first, and what a joy to have this trio at home. We used to call it our own sorority. And I felt sorry for Tony living among all those girls. And then we had a 9-year gap, and God blessed us with 2 more children, Lydia and Connor. I always tell people their goodness and mercy because I figure they're going to follow us all the days of our life.
A big family is very fun and exciting. We are each other's best friends.
With my name, I could be a lawyer, a judge, a pastor, or lots of other things.
If I hadn't been born, the world would be missing out on my personality, my love for animals, my worship, and my smile.
The things I bring to the world are my personality, my athletic skill, my smarts, and my muscle.
Life is always exciting, and you always wonder what's going to happen next. I love to sing, and I love to worship, and I personally feel like that's my calling.
I told my mom the other day, I can't wait to be 30 because I'm going to be a dad.
It's really been fun. Part of the gifts that our family brings to the world that I think are unique is that the girls sing with me.
Keep your lamps trimmed and burning, keep your lamps trimmed and burning, keep your lamps trimmed and burning, the time is drawing nigh.
You've just heard Gail and Tony McWilliams' story of choosing life. And maybe you are in a difficult pregnancy and you're having to make that decision of life. You may have even heard a diagnosis of your own life being in peril or the life of your child. You need somebody to talk to right now. And we have that person on the other end of the line that wants to hear you. We encourage you to call 1-866-482-LIFE. There is a woman or a man on the other end of that line that wants to hear you, talk with you, counsel with you, and pray with you about this important decision of life. I know as I was listening to Gail and Tony and all of their children's story, you could just see life and the joy coming from the McWilliams family, Alan.
You really can, and we hear the expression choose life so often, but she chose life, and instead of it producing tremendous pain, there are blessings in choosing life, and there always will be blessings in choosing life.
Well,
those children of hers are a blessing from the Lord.
You know, Al, the Bible says that children are a blessing from the Lord, and that happy is the man whose quiver is full of them. You know,
Exactly.
and I have to confess, since I have 8 children, I am a happy man. I mean, you know, you just know that you have a heritage and a hope and a future, and that's what we see with them. I mean, look at that heritage. Look at that hope for the future.
That's right.
Look at that joy.
And the children mentioned how happy they were being in a family with many children. I had 5 in my family growing up, and it is a lot of fun, and it's always a lot of fun in later generations, because then you get together with the cousins and the grandchildren, and a big family is a lot of fun, particularly if they know the love of the Lord and they know how to love one another and be kind to one another.
It's absolutely a blessing. There's no doubt about it.
The courage for both Tony and Gail. They made the commitment in their marriage. They made the commitment of life at the moment of conception when they had even heard what the doctor said.